So usually with every recap video I do, we find a bunch of like positives, we find some negatives, and we give an overall kind of analysis of like everything going on and kind of what it means going forward. But guess what? The Jaguars won today 24 to 0. 24 to 0. Okay, this is a 100% positive day. This will be the most sunshine and rainbows recap video you guys have probably ever seen from me, because this was absolutely a fantastic game by the Jaguars as they win their first game of the season, their home opener. They beat the Colts, a division rival, and we extend the streak. 8 straight home wins versus the Colts. So that streak is still alive. The Colts will have to look at 2023 to try to snap that streak. And the Jaguars go out here and absolutely dominate this team. Absolutely dominate. We can't say it more. Offense, killed it. Defense, killed it. Even special teams, killed it. I mean, it was a complete game, and honestly, it was something that we needed. I mean, last week was a heart attack, man. Our hearts were racing. It was good football if you're a football fan, but if you're a fan of the Jaguars, man, that one too much of a roller coaster. But this one, man, what a game. And I don't know where to start, but I think I'm going to start here. How about Trevor Lawrence? What an outstanding game from him. 25 of 30. That's an 83% completion percentage. Two touchdowns to 0 interceptions. He had a 121.5 passer rating. I mean, what a game from Trevor Lawrence. And this comes after, last week where everybody was like, I don't think a lot of people, Trevor Lawrence isn't the answer. I put out a video saying, okay, guys, pump the brakes on, stop trying to call Trevor Lawrence a bust. It's way too early. And people were like, no, you got to stop making excuses for this guy. He's not the answer. We need to do whatever. But what did he do this game? He absolutely dominated the opponent. So, I'm not someone that really wants to overrate a player or really go above and beyond what they actually did. But due to last week and how much people were killing me about how much I was defending him and how I was saying everybody was crazy, I'm going to sit here and really pump this guy up. It was an awesome game by Trevor Lawrence. He only really had 2 bad throws. I mean, of his 5 his best throw of the day was actually an incompletion. It was going to be a touchdown throw to Jamal Agnew, but he played the ball great. Everything was great touch. He had command of the offense. He was reading the field really well. Man, what a fun day, man. What an absolutely fun day. And, this did not come on his own. I mean, the pass protection was great. 0 sacks on Trevor Lawrence. He was really hardly pressured. He really sat back there and had the time to make the throws. His jersey stayed relatively clean. And man, it really, the guys were invisible. I mean, if you told me DeForest Buckner was not active, I would believe you. I didn't even see his nameplate. I saw Yannick Ngakoue didn't do anything. I saw his number every now and then, but he wasn't making plays. Kwity Paye, their first-round pick from last year, and we absolutely neutralized their defensive line as we marched up and down the field multiple times and really just did whatever we wanted to them. Some of our pass weapons this game, man, Christian Kirk, big day for him, 6 receptions, 78 yards, 2 touchdown passes, really just proving that, hey, we did not overpay for this guy, okay? He went out here last week and put up, over 100 yards receiving. This game he goes out and hauls in all of his targets, and he's unguardable right now, guys. He cannot, the guys cannot guard him. It's ridiculous how good he's doing out of the slot, and I'm so happy they're keeping him in the slot, and he's a weapon, man, and that was absolutely money well spent on him. We've wasted money in the past on Julius Thomas or Dante Moncrief. But Christian Kirk, absolutely worth the money. Absolute bang for the buck on that one. Some of our other guys, Ingram, I thought had a really good game. 7 receptions for 46 yards. I mean, there was one that you saw. He caught the ball 3 yards short of a first down, and he was absolutely fighting. I think it was Stephon Gilmore, and he got the first down. So he was an absolute animal. We haven't seen the drops just yet that all the Giants fans were telling us about. I mean, it's been an absolute treat to be able to watch, to have Evan Ingram and really have a tight end out there like making impacts. I thought both of the Joneses, Marvin Jones and Zay Jones, both of them had pretty good games hauling in, just getting open, getting first downs, really doing what when their number is called, they're going out there and making the plays. So huge shout out to them. Also, another shout out to James Robinson, 37-yard rushing touchdown. I don't know if this is his longest, but it felt like probably his longest touchdown run that he's ever had. If there's any complaint about it, is that the yards per carry wasn't great. It didn't really feel like the run game was dominating, but hey, like the passing game was going, and we didn't need the run game. And then later on, the numbers were probably deflated because we were just trying to run the ball out, and just waste clock. I mean, the Jags jumped out 17-0 at the end of the first half, and then, all we needed to do was tack on an extra touchdown in the second half, and we were just kind of letting clock bleed. And we kept giving the ball to the Colts saying, hey, you guys want to do something with it? You guys want to do something with it? But they never did anything with it. So with that said, we'll transition to the defense. Now, how did the defense play today? Shutout. 0 points. Man, it was fun watching this defense. I mean, big time plays, 3 interceptions. This defense has 5 interceptions on the year. So much better than last year. So this is 3 interceptions. Shout out to Rayshawn Jenkins, Andre Sisco, our boy Devin Lloyd got an interception. So that's back-to-back games where our rookies have interceptions. So that was just absolutely awesome to see. How about the 5 sacks on the day? Josh Allen had his 2 sacks. Roy Robertson Harris had a sack. Adam Gotsis, Arden Key each had a sack. Even Walker, he had 2 quarterback hurries, and then he forced one of the interceptions that was thrown. So, man, defense, we were a little bit concerned after last game, but we knew, look, once this team learns how to play together, it feels like we're going to be good. And only their second game of the year, we were able to shut them out. And, you see Devin Lloyd coming into his own, had a much better game. He had pass breakups. He was getting all these tackles. He was all over the place. Even guys like, Shaquille Griffin had a lot better of a game. It looked like the Darius Williams was having his guy covered. I mean, they were just Colts couldn't do anything. Colts could not do anything. I mean, even they want to be able to run the ball. Jonathan Taylor only ran the ball 9 times for 54 attempts. I mean, ideally, they want Jonathan Taylor to be able to get over 20 carries. He didn't even get 10 carries. Okay, the Jaguars were forcing the Colts to play a game that they did not want to play. They did not want to throw the ball. They want to pound the ball with Jonathan Taylor, but the Jaguars didn't let that happen. They made them very uncomfortable, and that caused 3 turnovers. It could have been 4 because they dropped the ball on a fumble, and it kind of got battered around a little bit, but it was terrific. Matt Ryan, 16 for 30, 53% completion percentage, 195 yards, 0 touchdowns, and let's say it again, 3 interceptions. Man, Matt Ryan was 4-0 against the Jaguars going into this game. But much like, Phillip Rivers had a really good record against the Jaguars until he came into TIAA Bank, and we absolutely destroyed him. Matt Ryan came in here, and finally, we get the victory over Matt Ryan, and we got it in impressive fashion. I mean, just 3 interceptions. The guy couldn't do anything, and a couple of those interceptions were pathetic. It was just, it legitimately looked like we were playing against the 2021 Jaguars. I mean, the Colts were awful this game. And I also want to give a shout out to the special teams, man. I mean, Riley Patterson, he nailed his 52-yard kick right up the middle. All of his extra points right up the middle. I think when you come away from this game, kicker's the last thing that you think about. But when you look at it, man, the guy was making his kicks. So I'm hoping and praying that we have our field goal kicker. So it's really, really cool. Now, when you put this game in perspective, look, we got a whole new viewpoint on the AFC South right now. Because, look, the Colts were supposed to be the best team in the AFC South. They were supposed to be, every team is trying to catch up to the Colts. They are the top dog. Right now, they look terrible. I mean, last week, they tie against the Texans. Today, the Jaguars look like they're in a whole nother level of football. They look like they're, in a whole league above the Colts. I mean, it just did not look evenly matched. And right now, the Colts are in a situation where it's like, what do? They probably don't have the right head coach now. The GM is probably getting fired. They have a roster that they've found some guys, but they don't have the really important pieces right now. They don't have the quarterback. You know, their roster is getting pretty expensive. I don't know what they do, but when it comes to this year, you know, it doesn't look like Matt Ryan's going to be able to lead them. So now we look at it and it's like, okay, maybe there's an opportunity here. You know, it stinks that we have to wait till Monday night to play for the Titans, to watch the Titans. But, you know, they just lost to the Giants. Who knows if they take a step back? With the Texans, I mean, the Texans are, like, as I'm recording this, they're like hanging tight with the Broncos right now. So what I'm really hoping is that tomorrow night the Jaguars are 1-1 at the very top of the AFC South, as the Titans are 0-2 and the Colts and Texans are still winless. So, I mean, this really gives me a whole new look, and it's really just, this game was rejuvenating, okay? I was so down last week. You know, after I built my hype up so much for that Jaguars game against the Commanders, and to come out and let that game pass, like, slip through our hands, it was demoralizing. But now you look at it and look, we had a good bounce back. We beat the Colts. We're 1-1. We feel like we're in a good place as we head into our next couple games that are going to be difficult. 2 road games against very good opponents with the LA Chargers and then the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's a very tough road ahead. But this game showed us that we can do it. You know, even when you get some takeaways from the Commanders game, we were down 14-3. We came back after halftime and wound up getting an 8-point lead on them. You know, before letting that slip through our hands. And a lot of that, like we said, man, it felt like we beat ourselves when it comes to not capitalizing on points. This game, we capitalized. I mean, we were converting 4th downs, getting the touchdowns. We were getting our 3rd down conversions. It was really good. So it shows that, look, we can be a good, functioning NFL team. And big shout out to the coaching staff. I mean, man, this coaching staff looks good. Mike Caldwell, the second game defense coordinator, shutout against, you know, a team that has like the top running back in the NFL, a team that's definitely able. And, you know, just it was a flawless game plan, and we went out there and absolutely schooled the Colts. So it's something that you just absolutely love to see, and I'm excited, man. Don't let anybody bring you guys down from this. I mean, it's so much fun. We get to watch the NFL games as a winner, and look, we're 1-1. We're 500 in September. So, you know, we're so used to being, you know, 0-4 or 1-3 or whatever. But look, let's enjoy this, man. We just beat a division opponent at home. We beat them down. And shout out, if you went to the game, man, shout out to you guys. That must have been such a fun atmosphere. I hope Jim Irsay's doing okay. I think the Jaguars will literally be the death of him, because that man, I think the Jaguars right now are just living in the back of his head. And yeah, I mean, like I said, man, when you look at this situation, it just feels like, you know, if you're Joe Media guy and you don't have a dog in a fight, it feels like you would much rather be in Jacksonville's situation right now. Second-year quarterback, tons of young talent. I mean, all of our free agent guys killed it this game. Like, all these acquisitions. I mean, you know, Trayvon Walker, really good game. Devin Lloyd, really good game. You know, even you look at guys like, you know, Fatu Kasi was awesome in the run game. Christian Kirk, Zay Jones did some really good things in the passing game. Evan Ingram, like I mentioned. And even our, you know, guys going into year 2, Andre Sisco gets his interception. And, you know, Campbell was locking guys down. I mean, it was just a really, really encouraging game, and I'm excited. That's all I got to say. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. You know, big time game. Really looking forward to next week now as we get ready to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. So with that said, let's go Jags.
Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars, too much for your crew to handle. Keep it lit, and this is the #1 YouTube channel by UCF Jaguar. Yeah, we about to blast off. If you've been a fan, then this is the dopest platform. Yeah, never hold back. Gotta represent for the teal and black.